Hey guys, Super7 here, back in with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Disney Ultimates Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland, not to be confused with the YouTuber who had a very successful Kickstarter campaign for his original character Flipper last year. Congrats to him, and if I'm not mistaken, those should be shipping any day now, right? Or anyone's not favorite Batman villain. I mean, really, if you like the Mad Hatter the most out of Batman's Rogues Gallery, you had to have been neglected as a child, so you weren't exposed to cool characters like Bane or Scarecrow, my personal favorites. So, with that being said, this of course brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and, well, I'ma just tell you right now that this figure is probably the weakest, I mean the weakest offering in this Disney Ultimates line, just because he has so much Super 7 isms going on that just hold him back quite a bit. So why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all of his accessories, starting off with his alternate heads. This one is fine, I guess. His hat open and his head's shoved into it. This one is okay. He's just kind of smiling. He's got a ruddy big seam on his nose, just like the one on him. That's the first problem. The thing on the front of his face has a ginormous seam on it. I could deal with a seam on the side of the head, that's fair game, but on the front? Really? I mean, come on, man. It's all hashtag collector grade my butt. Then he does come with some alternate hands. He's got this one which has a busted plate in it, which that's pretty funny. It's like he took a bite out of it. I almost considered displaying him with that, but you'll see why I'm not going to do that in a minute here. He does come with 3 alternate left hands. He's got a pointing hand, which that's fine. He's got this hand, which is kind of tight grip compared to the one he's got on him. And then he's got this pinky up hand, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can have him hold the teacup. You can't. The teacup falls out of this hand, like, really easily. So that's kind of stupid. They should have just molded it into the hand like they did the plate, but oh well. He does come with this. I think it's a stopwatch or something. I don't know. But it's on a chain. He's gangster like that. He has his stuff hanging off chains. And then, of course, he's got a teapot with a teacup. I'm not entirely sure what's in that teacup. That does not look like just tea. But there you go. Hold on a minute. Can you, like, put the plate in the cup so it's like he's dunking it? We're doing something live here. Hold on. Can this, like, fit in here? Oh my god, you can totally do... That's hilarious. Okay. So he can totally dip the plate into the cup. Ha! That's awesome. Here, check this out. You can totally do it. That's hilarious. Stupid iPad has low battery. Probably because I've been cranking videos out for you guys. He also has a cake, this big old cake here, and this teapot with like 3 spouts on it pouring into these teacups on plates, but unfortunately this thing does not stand up. It just falls down. So, and it's too tall, like he can't hold that and do that at the same time. They didn't give him a little chair to sit on, so that kind of sucks. But he does come with a lot of stuff. I think he comes with the most stuff out of the Alice in Wonderland figures. Kind of wish he was just kind of a slug, though, with some moving parts, and we got the rabbit to go with him, so we could set up the tea party, but whatever, that's never going to happen. That said, doesn't Jada make the Simpsons figures, or have the Simpsons license, or is it Jack Specific that's doing that? Somebody's making Simpsons figures that are pretty decent, and they're like 15 bucks. If they made Disney figures, my head would explode. So probably make a lot of them. But as you can see, ruddy big seam on his nose. That sucks. But his coat just kind of... I'm half tempted to soak this thing in water. and see if I can get it to form fit like it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to sit like that, but it just kind of flares out. So I might see if I can't soak it and see if it maintains its shape. But as far as his articulation goes, he's got a double ball peg in the head. It tilts, it looks up and down, whatever. Shoulders go out very little. They do rotate, but it's super tight, as well as the elbows. The hinge is loose as heck. The hinge is loose as heck, but the swivel is there. And it does work, but I had to heat that thing up to get it to work. He does have a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. He's got, I think, a waist cut. Yep, he's got a waist cut. His hips just kind of move back and forth a little bit. Not a lot. His knees will bend. I don't think there's like any rotation in there. His feet are on hinges, and they do swivel. But that's it. That's all you get out of that. And yeah, he's just kind of loose in all the wrong places and tight in all the wrong places. And that kind of sucks because it kills the fun. And here we're about the fun, dadgummit. So yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to say that this guy is probably the weakest out of the Super 7 Disney Ultimates line. Even though he does come with a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff. But you can't really use it because you can't pose him because he's so small. And a lot of the stuff that you need to pose him are loose. Like, trying to pop hands on this guy is a flipping nightmare because of those loose elbows. So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is the Mad Hatter alongside the only other characters from Alice in Wonderland we have received in the Super 7 Disney Ultimates line. We have Alice herself, sorry, couldn't help myself, as well as the Queen of Hearts. A review of her will be going up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. However, in case you missed it, I did put up a review of Alice yesterday, so please check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. These two out of the way. Make room for our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. And dropping his mace. Yesterday his sword got caught. I wonder what will happen tomorrow. As well as the infamous 11 Spawn. Who knows Batman? Who doesn't like Mad Hatter? So before this gets ugly, why don't we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and as much as it pains me to say this, I have to say that the not so good old Mad Hatter here is probably the weakest offering from the Disney Ultimates line brought to us by the, in this case, not so fine folks over at Super 7, because he suffers the most from what I like to call Super 7 isms, and that means just poor quality control that should not be a problem in this day and age, between loose joints, not being able to hold his accessories, and seam lines right dab smack on the middle of his freaking nose on both heads that you can see the nose on, and that's just stupid, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna calls it how's I sees it. Friggin' stupid, but I'm glad that I have him to go with the Alice in Wonderland characters, even though we don't have the rabbit from the Tea Party, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the Cheshire Cat, the rabbit who's late, or any of the knights that work for the Queen of Hearts. It's nice to have some of the characters from the movie, but I just wish this guy was a little bit stronger is all. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this review, and until next time, catch you guys later.